Been what? 2 weeks since we recorded? We took a week off.
We took a week off.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Was it Thanksgiving? Was that why we took it off, or were we just...
Yeah. Well, it was the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we just had a lot going on. You're not wrong.
Let's see what the quote is. Did you check your quote on your bottle?
There's a quote?
From Yellowstone, yeah. This one is... I'm the Bigger Bear by Beth.
I can't fucking read mine because I'm in the dark.
There's a light right there.
Barely.
Well, hand it to me.
What, drunk already? Yeah, I can fucking read mine. Yeah, I'm not crazy, right? Okay. Okay.
Google Translate. Just kidding. You're either born a willow or you're born an oak. That's
the Montana way.
That's all there is to it. Maybe you guys should make that a little more eligible. Calling you out, Coors Banquet.
Coors Banquet. I'm recording, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay.
That's why I was asking you how your week off was.
My week off was good.
You spent it at my fucking house, drinking all my fucking beer. Just kidding. I never have beer.
I was going to say, you never have beer. The fuck? If anything, I brought you beer.
I went and bought more.
You did buy more.
Got kind of drunk yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Love that for you. Good boy.
Drinking and smoking ribs on an empty stomach.
Living the old American. Living the old apple pie life.
Yeah, for normal people, turkey, stuffing, all the normal stuff.
Yeah,
we had salmon. We smoked some salmon.
You smoked some salmon, to be fair.
I smoked some salmon with some applewood.
Very good.
That was really good.
Very good. I was very surprised at how juicy it stayed, even though it was smoked.
I think it's because I threw a whole stick of butter on top. I cut it into different.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and just lined it across.
I'm so glad you didn't put lemon on it. I
hate lemon on fish, man.
It
tastes gross. But when you add fat or milk, it takes away the super strong fishy flavor, but it leaves just enough to where it still tastes good.
So you know that cream sauce that I usually make when I make steak?
When you beat it?
I
know that cream sauce
very
well.
well. Oh, I thought you were asleep that time. But the cream sauce...
I opened my mouth.
I thought it was a reaction. I thought it was, back to your Catholic days. But the cream sauce that I make for my steak, I'll do the same thing for salmon, but I'll let the salmon finish cooking in it, and so it absorbs.
I think you made it that one time, right?
Oh, I did make it for you guys.
Yeah, and then because you threw the onion.
Yeah, and the mushrooms and everything on it.
Caramelized onion on top.
Yeah.
That was yummy.
You heard it here first, folks. Kellen likes my cream sauce.
You heard it here first. So what'd we do last time? We did favorite TV shows and favorite movies.
I actually had one that I was gonna ask you.
You have one for me?
Yeah. But I didn't know
favorite sex position.
Favorite ways to make love to me. Go.
Go. To me.
To me, specifically. No. Favorite 90s cartoons. Like shit that we grew up with. And
South Park.
Really? That makes your top...
Per Mike Cartman right here.
That's right.
Okay, so it was like 1990.
I'll say 90s to like early 2000s.
Okay.
Because that's when we would have been watching cartoons.
I think it was 99 or 2000. We're still living at the house my parents built together. I couldn't sleep, and I just went out to get like a glass of water, I think.
Yeah, at 3 a.m., that Girls Gone Wild commercial comes on.
It was like 1, 2 in the morning, and my dad was still up.
Yeah, that 3 a.m. Girls Gone Wild.
He was watching South Park. I was like, what is this? What are you doing? He's like, oh, it's a show called South Park.
He's pulling his pants up. Oh, it's a show that I watch sometimes.
And we, I ended up watching South Park with my dad for like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was my first intro to... I was like 5, you think?
That explains so many things.
What the fuck's that mean?
Nothing, don't worry about it. Did I make it in your number 1 spot? I want top 3.
No, top 3.
Top 3.
So early, how early is early 2000s? Are we going up to like 2004?
Like right on the edge of 10s. Like 09.
All the way up to the year my dad died.
Jesus. Yeah, so no SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob's in there. Top 3. I only get 3?
Top 3.
Okay, so top 3 that I watched at the time. Avatar: Last Airbender. SpongeBob.
Okay. And
South Park. South Park number 1. Will always be my number 1 animated show.
South Park will always be numero uno for you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we talk like adult animation, there's like I like Big Mouth. Big Mouth's funny. Make me come like my gym coach.
Big Mouth is very... It's one of the more recent ones, and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually very good.
It's a horribly, horribly vulgar, but it's fucking good.
But I think it's done tastefully so, you know?
Archer. Love Archer.
I can do an Archer impression.
Can you?
Yeah.
Do it.
God. Lana! It's really nasally and it comes from the nose, but you gotta do... hi, my name is Archer. No, hold on. Hi, I'm a big dumb idiot, and my name is Cyril Figgis.
I love that episode.
It's a good one. Episode 1. Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary full of vodka.
Bless me now in the time of my death, which is now. I
All
swear
right,
to
guys.
God.
As the title says, this episode's about Dyatlov Pass, but
Yeah, no, cool. Fuck me in my top 3.
we're
That's fine.
feeling a bit slow today, so
Yeah.
bear with us while we drink beer and bullshit for a little bit.
I think my top 3, and I'm going to get a little flack for this, because we talked about it.
Dora.
Dora the Explorer. Bob the Builder.
That's where you learned Spanish, was Dora.
I'm not even Mexican. I just learned it from Dora.
No, you're Navajo. We went over this yesterday.
Forgot about that. I loved Dexter's Lab.
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab was my shit because it was just so many different things that they would do. There were like weird
The
monster
adult
battles.
spinoff, Dexter. Good show as well.
Took me a second. I forgot about that show completely.
I've never seen it. I'm just giving a blind review. I've heard it's good.
It is good. The first couple seasons are good. Then it kind of goes off. Like most shows that go on too long, it kind of goes off the rails a little too much.
Yeah. A good show usually only goes like 3 to 6 seasons.
Anything past that, they're
past
milking
the
it.
6, yeah. Even sometimes that 6th season is like
Looking at you, Scrubs.
pulling it out. Grey's Anatomy.
My God, all 37 years of it.
Good show. It's lasted way too long.
Way too long. That would be like if Dawson's Creek was still going.
Fucking A, dude. I remember that shit in high school. It's like all girls talked about. Oh, I'm gonna go watch this Creek show.
Or Beverly Hills 90210.
Fuck that, dude. Or Jersey Shore.
My God, Jersey Shore.
I never watched it, but I had a good friend that watched it, and he'd be like, "T-shirt time."
Gym Tan
Fucking-
Laundry. Yeah. I also really enjoyed, I don't know if you ever watched it, Reboot. You remember Transformers Beast Wars?
Yeah.
Kind of that weird 3D animation that we had in the early 90s. So it was like that type of animation, but it was cyber people living in like a computer space.
Hang on.
And it's, yeah, Google it.
I might know what.
Yep.
Okay. I have seen it. I've never watched it.
Oh, I've watched it, and it is terrifying. Because
But-
like the main bad guy, because it's the animation style, sometimes would like have this really evil face, but it would slowly contort. It was fucking weird, but I liked it.
I didn't watch a lot of kids stuff in the 90s.
You watched South Park when you were 5, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
2000s. Well, like even it was kind of just what my parents wanted to watch. So we'd watch Cops, or like I watched the movie Euro Trip.
Yeah,
I watched that in 3rd grade.
really,
Yeah.
huh?
With my mother's permission, I watched it with my mom.
Did you ever? That makes so much more sense after talking to her yesterday. Have you ever watched Reno 911?
Yeah.
As somebody who lived
New
in
Boo Goofin.
as somebody who lived in Reno, let me tell you, that show's a documentary.
No.
I promise you. I thought it was all bullshit. No, that shit happens. It's wild, and I hated it.
That does The Office better than The Office does The Office, and so does Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
Parks and Rec they took what The Office wanted to be and perfected it.
they did that.
Just a
drummer-
shit fuck show, Friends.
Shit.
Yeah, the shit fuck one.
Are we just always going to shit on Friends at least
Yeah,
once
fuck
in an
Friends.
episode?
Dude.
Yeah.
It's literally the most.
Do you hate
unfunny
Friends
thing
because you don't have any?
No.
Just asking for a friend.
I hate it because I got a lot of insanely good reviews from people, and then when I actually sat down to watch it, literally the stupidest fucking thing I've ever watched.
Okay. How do you feel about Big Bang Theory? Because that's kind of how
It's
I feel.
worse.
About it. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The top 2 worst shows ever created. Worst thing ever for TV was Big
9/11.
Bang and Friends. No, not 9/11. That had some
Great ratings, honestly.
great reviews, great
Yeah.
ratings.
I would give it a 9 out of 11. And to finish off my top 3 list.
What are your... Yeah, finish that, and then I'm going to ask you something.
Yeah, my I told you 6 inches soft, 3 inches hard. What's so
we're
hard
past
to is I'm not going to count anime stuff because I do like anime, but it's not, even though it was in that same era of time that I was watching stuff.
Because it's stupid.
Whatever. I don't need you to judge me. I know we talked about.
Sorry that I don't like watching a girl get octopus fucked.
No, that's hentai. Very different show, and I
Sounds
can show
the
you a
same
couple
to
good
me.
ones. Cat Dog.
Cat Dog's
I
a good
fucking
one.
loved Cat Dog.
Cat Dog. Dun dun, Cat Dog. That's a good one. I like that.
What was your question?
What are your 2 worst shows, in your opinion, 2 worst shows ever created?
Ooh, 2 worst shows ever created.
There could be a...
So Friends breaks my top 5, but it doesn't break my top 2.
Okay, on side note,
Okay.
if they made a reality TV show about Casey Anthony, I would give it a higher rating than I would ever give Friends. In
of
my
all-
book, Friends is a 0 out of 10.
Why would it be? What would make it
Big
a reality
Bang Theory
TV
is
show?
a negative 10 out of 10. If they
Good.
just follow her around and watch her kill kids or something.
Yeah. No. Okay. I don't know how.
I'm kidding. She was innocent. She was...
Like OJ.
Innocent.
If it does not fit, you must acquit or whatever.
Yeah, if the glove doesn't fit, you must quit.
2 worst shows: reality TV shows or sitcoms.
Any of it, anything
Anything that's just been on
Doesn't-
TV as
yep.
a seasonal show.
as a thing, and that says something because I hate Jersey Shore.
God. I think I hate Jersey Shore. It inspired a bunch of people who'd never been outside of the state of Montana to act like they'd been to the outside of the state of Montana.
Like the show Yellowstone did to the out-of-staters, and they show up here with cowboy hats and buckles and brand new boots.
But here's the thing, though. That's been happening forever. Like, people think Montana, they think the Wild West, which is completely inaccurate to somebody who has lived here.
We're much more like mountain men than...
Yeah, Montana is more like if you took a trailer park and put it in the mountains, less of if you took a western town and modernized it.
Yeah, when I think cowboys, I think Wyoming and Texas.
Texas for sure.
When I think ranchers and mountain men, I think Montana.
Yeah.
But
So for sure,
Texas is like where cowboys were born anyway.
yeah. And then the Kardashians.
You don't like to keep up with the Kardashians? You missed out on who Courtney fucked to this week.
I don't even know which one Courtney is.
Courtney Love, the one that shot Cobain.
God, I thought there was a Kardashian named Courtney.
There is.
Oh, God. See what I mean? You can't confuse me like this.
No.
You dumbass.
Kurt Cobain did it on his own accord.
You know what his favorite brand of microphone was?
What?
Remington. You know what Jesus' least favorite band is? 9 Inch Nails.
Well, Kurt Cobain went to Halloween as in 1993.
What?
The Headless Horseman.
It's bad.
If I got the year right, I'm sure someone. If I leave it, someone will correct me.
Whatever. Fuck them.
But I wasn't alive then.
That's
It doesn't
Murphy's
fucking
Law.
matter.
If I say something wrong,
If it
someone will
happened
correct
before
you.
I was born, it didn't exist. Just kidding.
Yeah, right? 9/11? Not real. It's a hoax.
I was alive for 9/11.
Yeah, you were. Never mind. I forgot how old you were for a second. I forgot when
Wow.
9/11 happened. My bad. We share a birthday. I couldn't get that right. Cut that out. Don't cut it out.
I thought 9/11 was in 1911.
Yeah, my bad.
They hit the tower with the prop plates. Today, Germany and China.
And this just in, folks. They've hit the tower. Now back over to Daddy Yankee, which is why I imagine they named one of the Yankees before Daddy Yankee was the thing.
I mean, Babe.
Yeah, Babe Ruth now up to bat.
Babe Ruth now up to bat in Japan just bought Pearl Harbor.
This doesn't bode well for America, folks. I sounded more Canadian in South Park.
Don't call me friend, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, pal. Anyways, what the fuck are we doing today?
Dyatlov Pass.
Give me the intro, baby. Hit me with it.
Getting
Theme
the,
song.
Theme song.
Here.
Welcome, fuckheads.
I'll give you some fluid.
All right, dipshits. Here we go.
Yeah, what do we call our fan base? Hey fuckers. Hey losers.
Well,
hey spookies.
We're the spooky guys, right?
Yeah.
And so most people have a play on words. So fucking idiots.
Hey cash cows.
Well, welcome back to the spooky guys. We are talking about Dyatlov Pass today. I'm here with Jonathan. I'm Kellen.
I'm Jonathan. You took my intro, piece of shit.
And we are the spooky guys. So, went over
Did you fart?
I did, yeah.
Dude, why would you fart in the smallest space in this house?
This studio we have,
This 2,200 square foot studio that we rent out. We are in
15 by 15
utility closet in his basement.
turned studio.
Yeah, which is not bad space, like I said.
Some ventilation would be nice.
Yeah, honestly, I would settle for a fucking little pine tree air freshener that you put in your car at this point.
I have candles.
No, methane gas in a small space.
We just burn all of our hair off.
Yeah. So anyways, this fucker is fumigating me.
So Dyatlov Pass.
Not Love Pass. So another peek behind the curtain, by the way, folks. We had to redo this one because the audio quality on the last
It
one
was just bad.
It was technical issues on my end because I was just learning how to use XLR mics and cardioid mics. But also I was fucking blitzed I was pretty high that time, and I don't remember much of this episode, so it's a nice little refresher. Much like what happened to you in my episode.
Which one? Where I was like, oh, like the last one?
The one that we had to
did?
redo.
I was way too high for that.
Yeah, no, we've learned. So now we're drinking beer instead.
Yeah, learned our lesson. By the end of this, we might be slurring. Who knows?
So we might be slurring. You just say the N words, like different slurring, different slurring.
Not that slur.
So
Right.
Dyatlov Pass.
Yeah.
This happened
February of 1959 in the Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union.
Shit. Okay. I thought this was USA. So okay.
No, that was. I think we were talking about the Yuba County 5. That was in the USA.
Yeah.
But
We
it's
talked
the
about a
same,
couple of them.
very similar.
Okay.
Creepy,
Circumstances and everything.
Yeah. So this was in the Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union.
Okay.
There was a team of 10 hikers that were going to be going on a 16-day ski hike trip.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
You tell me, hey, we're gonna go hiking, and it's longer than 3 hours. I'm staying home.
There's 3 hours.
Yeah. Fuck that.
So you want to do a 20 in, 20 out with me?
Does it take 3 hours?
It's 20 miles in, 20 miles out. You go, you walk your 20 miles.
Kellen, I would rather shit in my hands and clap.
Oh, that's settled. I have a friend for at home. I need a friend for the outdoors.
Yeah.
So put in
Not
your
20 and
applications.
20. You want to do like 3.5? 3.5?
You don't want to do like an all-day thing?
No.
We can fish the whole time.
We can fish the whole time and then still go to our homes respectively. This is why people go missing, which is going to be another episode coming soon. But
Coming soon to
this
a
is
podcast.
no, fuck that, dude. Did you hear about that one Mexican family that got lost in the woods out here actually?
Here?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it doesn't fucking happen, Kellen, because we don't go out there.
I was like,
yeah.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Like
we
that-
stay in our lane.
That white girl that went missing this last summer. They found her paddleboard and her car.
I remember hearing about that, yeah.
Spooky.
Spooky. Anytime we say anything, just any spooky. Love that. Okay, Dyatlov Pass, February 1959?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 people.
So, yeah, 10 experienced hikers. They were supposed to be going on a 16-day ski and hike expedition. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, which the Dyatlov Pass Incident is named after.
Oh, okay, so the mountain wasn't named prior. Or the incident, I should say.
The incident, yeah. The pass, whatever you want to call it, was not named prior. So he was a 23-year-old radio engineering student. Forgot I added that fun fact in there. I had to read it for a second. Like,
Kellen forgot to read for a second.
It was named after the 21st Congress of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union was authorized, and it was authorized by the local Komsomol organization.
Interesting.
Yeah. So after the fact, obviously, but
Right.
that's how it got started.
Post-mortem, yeah.
So they were all grade 2 hikers.
Okay.
I guess there's grading when it comes to fucking hiking.
So is there like a hiking association? Interesting.
You're looking at the wrong guy. I go for a walk.
This motherfucker just asked me for a 20 in, 20 out, and you don't
I will
know.
go for a walk, and I call it a hike. Like, when I go hunting,
Yeah.
I will walk for
You'll walk with your rifle.
15 miles. I'll just walk with my rifle.
That's crazy.
And even if I see something, I probably won't necessarily shoot it, because
Huh.
who knows? Maybe it's not in season. Maybe I just don't feel like it. I'll just keep walking.
Okay. Well,
But
that's an interesting
I go
take on
hunting for the walk. I don't go hunting for the kill. If I get the kill, it's just
It's a
kind
bonus.
of a bonus. But,
Okay.
So
Do you know how many grades there are?
grades of hiking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So flat or even walking paths is level 1. Hilly walking path is rank 2, and mountain hiking is considered grade 3. Grade 1 is easy and has disabled access. Grade 2 is also considered easy. Grade 3 is moderate. Grade 4, apparently there's 5. Grade 4 is moderate to difficult, and grade 5 is difficult.
Oh, so 5 total grades.
Yeah. Grade 5 is like you're supposed to be prepared to be like a bushwhacker, pretty much.
Dude, I whack my bush every fucking night, bro.
Do you? Oh, I haven't clear cut the Amazon in a while.
Yeah. I do go digging for oil sometimes.
I
though.
cut myself once. So I was using scissors.
What? Excuse me?
Just
what
listen.
kind of a fucking Neanderthal?
Shut the fuck up and listen.
Scissors?
My dad died. I never had anyone to teach me to shave or anything.
Sorry, that's a...
So
My dad died. I was grieving.
I was cutting my pubes, right? And I was using scissors. And I cut a fucking chunk of skin. I have a scar.
Yeah, it's called a circumcision, bud.
No, not that. I was cutting hair. There's no hair on the tip of your dick. And if there is, you might want to get that looked at.
We're gonna pause this episode for a second. I need to make a couple phone calls. That's funny.
Yeah, there's 5 grades to difficulty for the hiking.
Okay.
I don't know how many grades there are to like you get certified.
Sure.
Because I don't think I've never been certified.
I imagine
just
it's like flying. You got to
go.
clock in so many hours or something.
Probably, or you go with an instructor who's rated for that,
Sure.
and then you prove that you can also be rated for that. Like, hey, I didn't break my ankle.
Or there's a instructor waiting for you at the top of the hill, and you have to get there and
He's
beat
waiting
the
there.
fuck out of him.
He's waiting there with a clipboard.
He's just chilling up there. What in the Pokemon battle?
Do you go home? No. Do you live up here? No. Where do you go?
Don't worry about it. Just despawns when you go around the corner.
The RuneScape music starts playing. So, the names of the 10 people involved. Spoiler alert, there was one that survived.
Really?
Yeah, he got sick before they even left.
Oh, so he didn't survive so much as he just didn't go.
He survived.
You know what? He was going to be part of the expedition.
He final
We'll say he survived.
destination that shit.
Damn. So he didn't go. Okay.
So, Yuri Durashenko, Ludmila Dubinina, Igor Dyatlov, Alexander Kolevitov, Zenaida Kolomogrova. Yeah, that just happened. I just read that in one go. Yuri Krivonoshenko, Rustam Slobodin, Nikolai Thibault Brignole, Semyon Zolotaryov, and then the one who lived, Yuri Yudin.
Interesting.
Yuri Yudin actually died at 75 years old in 2013.
Oh.
He lived a semi-long, happy life.
Good for him. What happened to our other unfortunate victims?
The others? Oh, they died.
Spoiler alert.
No survivors, only theories. Okay, so January 25th, 1959, set off from the Sverdlovsk region. It's also known as the Yekaterinburg. After arriving at Ivdel, which is another little village before they started heading into the mountains.
So that was like their last
Ural
place
Mountains.
to like resupply and whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
they sleep there. So January 28th is when Yuri Yudin fell ill. So they left.
So like a month before the trip. Well, no, not even. A couple days.
So they
couple
left
weeks.
January 25th.
Okay.
He fell ill on the 28th.
Oh, so he went on part of the expedition
Yeah.
for like the first 3 days.
Yeah.
Got
so he got to that final town that they were going to
Yeah.
leave from, and then he fell ill. And while they were there, another one of the people in the group, I can't remember which one, sorry people, he was playing his guitar in the town they were in, Ivdo, and he was actually arrested by the Soviet government, like police, for disturbing the peace for playing music and singing.
Well, that is correct, comrade. In Mother Russia, you do not play music. Music plays you.
Music plays you.
That is wild.
What a shitty time to be alive.
Yeah, right?
So, January 1st, they were making their trek through the Ural Mountains.
Okay.
And there's freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall, so they lost a lot of their visibility.
Sure.
So that's as they were beginning their ascent into the Urals. That's when the weather took a turn. The blizzards and the low visibility, it disoriented them. So there was a crucial decision they had to make, to where they either went back down the hill into the forest, or they could stay on the slope. And they decided to stay on the slope. For whatever reason, they camped on the slope.
Was there a designated path that they were traveling, or was it just like
I think it was just an expedition.
Okay.
Just kind of one of those things where they just go.
Sure.
So
I mean, it wasn't they strayed from the path type scenario. It's they're just kind of trying to make their way as easily as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's out there, there's people, obviously. There's the Mansi tribe, kind of like Eskimos.
Yeah, Inuit would be the appropriate term.
Okay, Eskimos. Just kidding. So, are the Inuit? Are they in both Canada, Alaska, and Russia?
Well, no. If you're referring to the people that were referred to as Eskimos, Inuit would be appropriate for them.
Okay. What about the people in Russia?
I don't know if
Would they also be Inuit?
I don't know if they're part of the same tribe or genealogy.
I don't think so. Maybe.
I mean, the whole fucking land bridge thing kind of messed with tribes things, so they might be related, but I don't know if they consider they might be a different tribe name that I don't know.
Anyway, Mansis.
Mm-hmm.
They were up there. And they had a little, kind of like I wouldn't call it a run-in, but they went past some of the Mansi tribe earlier on. They found a lot of what they traveled from their journal. Like, all of them kept daily journals, so they had like a good timeline, and that's how they know when they died.
Oh, got it.
The entries stopped, but they were doing entries every day.
Okay, they just opened I just love imagining, like 8 out of the 9 journals are like super logistical, talking about their trek, the altitude, and then there's one journal entry. Yuri's a piece of shit. Hate him.
Pussy.
Yuri is looking at me, giving me eyes. Day 2. I gave him it. I gave my cheeks to Yuri.
I gave my cheeks to Yuri. He gave me big dick.
He gave me Mother Russia, if you know what I mean.
So rather than descending into that forest area, which would have kept them safe from the weather,
sure, because the trees would have broken up the wind.
Yeah,
yeah.
They decided to set up camp on the open
So
slope.
fucking idiots.
Open slope of Kholat Syakhl, Syakhl.
Amateur move.
So right on the side of a mountain.
See, I personally would have found a La Quinta Inn and stayed there for the evening.
Can't die in a hotel.
Can't no. Well,
They do all the time.
The Shining.
It's fake.
It's a real hotel.
Isn't?
It is a real hotel. They filmed it on an actual hotel.
No, but the book. It's all.
Oh no, the book's fake, but the hotel's real.
I don't care. The Cecil Hotel. That's real. I believe that one's.
That's the one in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go to that one. It's our honeymoon.
It's our honeymoon.
So they didn't find a La Quinta. They decided to stay on the slope.
No, they didn't.
God, not even a Best Western? Fuck.
No. Heads up, people. A lot of you will prevent yourselves from going missing inevitably in the woods if you just, stay inside. Go to a hotel. Open bar.
If you don't want to die in the woods, you can just not go in the woods.
I was like waiting for some intellectual advice.
No, just stay the fuck out. You can't drown if you don't swim.
Yeah. Why do you think I don't swim? How do you think my dad drowned? He decided to swim.
See, no, he drowned.
The weather had been going on pretty badly for a few days.
Because they were expecting like moderate weather.
Yeah.
Or else I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have.
I'm sure they couldn't just whip out their iPhones.
No,
I don't know why they fucking didn't.
I know, fucking
but
losers.
you just whip out your iPhone, you look at the weather, and you're like, no, it's snowing
just
the
be
next
like,
4 days.
Like,
I'm
hey
not
Siri,
going.
what's the weather going to be like the next couple days? I was ready to turn mine off in case it acted up.
So, on the night of February 1st, something startled the hikers enough during the investigation when they ended up finding them, because they were reported missing.
How long after they died did they get found?
February 26th.
And their last entry was...
So, like 25 to 24 days.
Oh, shit. So, like a month later, they...
Yeah, still in the same month, just at the end.
Yeah. Okay. That's usually how days work.
You're not wrong. So...
Thanks for explaining calendars to me, Kellen.
February 1st, something scared them enough to where it prompted them to cut themselves out of the tent, from the inside out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they were none of them were dressed adequately. They left in a hurry. A lot of them were found in their long johns. If you don't know what long johns are,
it's a place where you get really good fish and chips. You ever been to a Long John Silver's?
No, I've never actually.
They're pretty
been to
good, actually.
Silver's. But if you don't know what long johns are, you probably haven't worked very hard in your life.
If you know what Long Johns are, in those old movies, the prospectors are wearing that like little onesie.
It's like long underwear.
It's a Long John.
So a lot of them were just found in their long johns.
So something scares them.
Something scared them enough to cut from the inside out.
We would consider them, even though they're a grade 2 out of 5, that's still seasoned. That's still like a very seasoned hiker.
They were all in their early to mid 20s, except for one. He was like 36.
Oh, he was a goner to begin with. Yeah, no, that was...
Oh, yeah, in like 1959, the average...
age was like 42 or something?
The
I don't know.
average death rate was like 30.
Yeah.
Your fucking life's been over for 6 years, buddy.
You're expired.
You're on borrowed time.
Honestly, wasting resources at this point in time.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't even have any vaccines back then.
What? Okay. Scared, cut open, they all run out. Okay, was there any signs of, like, an attack? Like, did something from the outside...
Well, when they find the bodies, here in a little bit when we talk about it, there is...
Some stuff? Okay.
There is some stuff that you're like, okay, it sounds like they got attacked. But that was found by the search party on February 26th. So they found the tent, they found the camp. The tent was torn open from the inside out, covered in snow. There was 9 sets of footprints that led away from the campsite. A lot of them were barefoot.
Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
So it raised a lot of questions, like what would cause someone to go into such a panic that you say fuck shoes and fuck
everything.
Warm clothing, and you just go out into blizzard and negative temperatures.
Yeah. I mean, a bear?
I don't know.
I feel like you'd fend off a bear.
I've come across bears quite a few times. Granted, I always
Sure.
had dogs with me, but
I came across a bear once, and I was just like, "Hey, man, I'm not interested. Sorry, I'm married." And he was like, "Oh, my bad, dude. I thought you were."
on the trail,
What kind of bears are we talking about? You're gonna have to.
AIDS has killed more men than bears.
You know what a bear is, right? In gay terms. Oh, you don't. Oh, that's
Well,
where my joke
not
didn't
gay.
land earlier. A bear is a very large, hairy gay man. So that's when I said earlier, "Oh, I encountered a bear before," but all I told him was, "No, thank you. I'm not interested." It was a gay man trying to hit on me.
Yeah, I'm
Man,
like,
that was a whole joke that got lost on you.
yeah, I'm like, damn. I've never been that polite with a bear.
I just-
I'm usually like, hey, bear,
Get out of here! Get
the fuck out.
Get here!
And then my dog.
And then me on all fours. Roar!
I've had. I'm gonna run off on this tangent. I'm getting kind of buzzed, so tangent time. I've had probably 10 encounters with bears in my life.
Like at a close proximity, within a couple feet,
with
jerk off distance.
25 yards.
Okay.
Anyway, so out of my 10, like 9 out of 10, I had good experiences with bears. They usually just we both minded our own business. I
Sure.
never had to pull my gun out.
Sure.
That one time though, I did pull my gun out.
He
I
charged
thought I
you.
was gonna have to kill the fucking bear. I was fishing. You know those mountains we can see from my house?
Yeah.
On the other side of those, I was fishing over there.
Oh.
My dog Nala,
I,
my little healer.
I do.
Yeah, she's a good dog.
She was a good dog.
She was. She had some tiffs, but
All right.
I was fishing. I was super focused on my fly because when I'm fly fishing, it's me and the fly, and
Sure.
I just stare at it pretty much. Just wait for a fish to grab it. And I looked up, and the creek I was looking across. Yes, people, I say fucking creek.
God, I was
not
about
creek.
to roast you the fuck for it. It's
Fucking
a creek.
do it.
It's a creek.
Yeah.
You will literally.
You want to know
fuck.
why? Because you're not from here. You unlocal bastard.
Yeah, which means that I had to learn actual English to assimilate and not get deported. Crick is wrong. Ask the rest of the fucking states.
Whoa, creak is what the sound your floor makes when you step on it.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
also spelled with an
Creek.
A, not two E's, you dipshit. You sound like a frog. You sound like those frogs in the middle of the night.
Ribbit. So I was standing on the other side of the creek. I look up, and there's a big fucking grizzly bear
Yeah.
standing across the side.
Just give me the eyes.
Well, I kneeled down because Nala started growling, and I like grabbed her muzzle. So I'm like, don't fucking piss this bear off.
Yeah.
And he started like hitting the water. Mind you, the water, it was not very wide. It was maybe 30 feet, if that.
Oh, shit.
It was not a wide creek at
Yeah.
all. And it was shallow. Where he was, there was kind of a pool.
Sure. But he'd close that gap real quick.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
Yeah.
So I'm holding her mouth, and then I switched hands because I'm like, hang on, he's hitting the fucking water. He might come over here. So I like, with my left hand, I put my fly rod down. I switch. I grab her mouth with my left hand. I pull my pistol out, and I'm like holding her here, and my pistol's like right above her head, and I'm just staring at this bear. And he went and like kind of
Faked you out.
It's called a faux charge.
Yeah.
Where they'll run at you for like 10 feet and then they'll stop and like slam.
Yeah.
And then they'll turn around. And I fucking was. He did that and I pulled up. I went and shot 2 rounds right over top of him and then just waited again. And he kind of meandered and he got king over his shoulder and he flipped around really quickly once. And I thought that was it. I was like, but no, he flipped around and then he did this weird like huff and puff thing, like he was pissed that I was there, and
Yeah.
he ended up leaving. But yeah, I was like, I'm about to drop this grizzly with my 10mm.
It's the crazy thing about bears. Like, their personal space could be 50 feet or 50 miles.
Stay away from my personal space.
Yeah, dude.
Rule number 3, that's my personal space. Rule number 4, stay out of my personal space.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that was my only. I couldn't even say that was a bad experience, but it was the only time.
It was the closest it's gotten to being
that
an
I came
incident.
across a bear that I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Like something might actually happen here. The only other one that I would consider like semi-negative, but it still goes in my 9 out of 10. One came into my camp one night, and
shit.
Nala and I were just sleeping in my hammock because she was little.
Yeah.
So we'd just sleep in my hammock together.
Easy to throw as a distraction.
Yeah, because when I was alone, when I'd go camping alone,
Nala, I choose you.
because I used to go camping alone all the time, and I'd never use a tent.
White
I'd just
people
use my
shit.
hammock.
Love that for you.
And so he's like, I can't say he or she. It was a black bear. I didn't know the gender, but Yeah, it was like sifting through the ashes of my
Black bears
fire
are
pit.
pretty skittish, though, from what I remember.
Rule of thumb, people, if that black bear is coming after you, it wants to fucking eat you. That's the thing with black bears that are scary. The black bear will eat you.
If it's committed to, it'll
the
just...
grizzly wants you to get the fuck out of there. Just leave him alone and go. But that black bear, if it's chasing you, he's hungry and he wants to eat you.
Got it.
Was like, heard some wrestling around. I like opened up my hammock. And Nala's head was here, and she sees him. She's like, what? Like, starts freaking. So I, like, flashlight him. Nala jumps out of the hammock and just chases this fucking bear, like, into the woods. And I could hear her barking. And I'm like, oh.
She's gone.
I'm not going out there.
Yeah, smart. Good job.
I just whistled. I whistled and yelled, and she came
in
back.
the middle of the night?
Yeah. I know. You're not supposed to whistle in the woods.
Yeah.
But I did break my one rule that I learned from the reservation.
Never sleep
I didn't
with
get
a
a whistle
cousin.
back, so we're good. The Wendigo didn't get me that time.
The Wendy boy.
Fast forward. So that was like 2017.
Okay.
This is 2022.
Okay.
I'm on my bachelor party. Same camping spot. It's the same camping spot I always go to. My dad took me there when I was a kid. Buddy John and I were... Me, John, and Brandon were up late. Everyone else was like sleeping. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. We were just drinking and bullshit and having fun because we didn't get to see each other very often.
Sure.
And everyone from my bachelor party were all like people I met on Xbox.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. Anyway, so heard that like I've been going into the woods for my whole life. So is John. John works for the Park Service for Glacier. And the most blood-curdling sound, scream, whatever you want to call it, I've ever heard. And I still, to this day, when I think about it, I can't think of what animal made that noise. Because it sounded like there was vocal cords. But
Yeah, most animals have vocal cords.
no, not like that. You know what I mean.
It sounded like it had...
Like a tone, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
voice. Yeah. And yeah, it was super weird. And then the guys all got scared and they all slept in my fucking tent. So Nala and I climbed in the bed of my truck. They're like, you don't want to get in the tent with us? I'm like, I have my 10 millimeter. I have my dog. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was like, I love sleeping under the stars. You guys climb in that fucking tent together or
Fuck
whatever.
that. You are... See, this is why I would never fucking do any bullshit with you.
Why?
Because you'd leave me alone the second I got scared. I'm a cuddler.
Hop in the bed of the truck with me. Who cares? If you're that scared.
You heard it here first, folks. He's letting me cuddle him. Be like, I heard a spooky noise. Ooh. Jonathan, that's you. Ooh.
The only time I feel on edge is when I can't, like, if I'm in a national park camping because I can't take my dog or my gun.
I mean, shouldn't.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can take your gun into the national park, but if you use it,
It's a big...
you're fucked. So, yeah, that's the only time I feel on edge in the woods, but I've been going into the woods my whole life, so I'm pretty comfortable with it.
So all that to say that had it been a bear, they wouldn't have just cut and run. It had to have been something more threatening than a bear.
Yeah, in my opinion, but even at that time, bears are hibernating, man.
That's right. It's the middle of...
Yeah, it's the middle of winter. Bears don't usually wake up till like March, April. March at the earliest.
Sure.
And then April, May.
Okay, so you said there was 9 set of footprints.
Yeah, in a line. So they were
They all
It
bolted
started as a sprint, and then
Uh-huh.
as they got closer to the wood line, it turned into a single file walk.
Okay.
So the first 2 bodies were found. They followed the footprints to the
Sure.
tree line, and the first 2 bodies were found, and they were coming back to the camp, but they didn't make it to the camp.
Oh, okay.
They were found dead, face down in the snow from hypothermia.
Yeah.
The next 4 were found around a campfire. They tried making a campfire.
Sure, keep themselves warm.
But there's some tall trees around where they're making that campfire, and there was markings on the tree like someone was trying to climb the tree to get away, and a bunch of branches were broken off, so they couldn't decide if someone was trying to run away or they were just breaking limbs off until they found the final 3 bodies. And the final 3 bodies were found at the bottom of like a 9-foot little ravine.
Sure.
Something that wouldn't, like, if I, as a 29-year-old straight white man, fell.
Sorry, don't know why you had to add that in, but okay.
If I fell off of a 9-foot cliff, I probably wouldn't sustain too much injury. It would hurt, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't.
A bruise, a sprain, maybe.
So when these 3 bodies were found, they were found with like the same damage that you would sustain from a severe car accident. Their chests were caved in, broken bones, they were fucked. And on top of that, those 3 that when they were found, their lips, their noses, and their eyes were all missing.
I'm sorry. I beg
Yeah.
your finest of pardons.
So not
okay.
only did they sustain injuries that were sufficient to be in a car accident,
Sure.
severe car accident, but their lips, their lips, eyes, and nose were all missing.
They got Mr. Potato Head? Like,
Yeah.
like just fucking...
Yeah.
Did they get... Were they... And I don't know if the reports said this. Were they cut off? Ripped off? Or
They were just
bitten off? Or just...
gone.
Or just gone?
Ripped off, yeah. Like
clean off.
clean off, yeah. But it wasn't like a knife. or
Okay, so it wasn't
something
like a
that.
ritualistic tribe
But
thing.
When they were doing the investigation...
Well, that wouldn't explain the injuries, though.
Yeah, when they were doing the investigation, they couldn't... There was no animals in the area that would just eat the lips, the nose, and the eyes.
Sure.
Only the 3. All the others were just... They were all intact.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
those injuries included fractured skulls, crushed ribs, and so
just horrific body damage on a
Yeah.
9-foot drop.
yeah. So they were running. It showed their footsteps were running,
Yeah.
and then they fell into the ravine. But it doesn't
9
account.
feet wouldn't do
yeah,
that.
not shattered ribs.
Yeah,
and skulls.
listen. I'm a big boy, and I've fallen 10 feet. I mean, other than like a hurt knee.
Yeah, exactly. And there was snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
And I like. You've gone skiing or snowboarding before, right?
Kellen, look at me.
I'm looking at you right now.
I'm Mexican.
So you don't ski?
No.
Oh, okay. You like jumping sports though, right? Climbing,
Swimming, jumping, digging tunnels.
digging tunnels. That's a sport in Mexico.
It's a sport in Mexico.
Oh, after the investigation, they concluded that the 6 had died of hypothermia,
Okay.
and then the 3 had sustained
COVID.
fatal injuries from COVID. So they sustained fatal injuries from an unknown source.
Jesus.
And that initial report was released in May of '59. So just
So a
a
couple
few
months
months
after.
later. So when they put down how those other 3 died,
Mm-hmm.
they put down unknown natural force. That was their cause of death. The others was just hypothermia.
I don't feel like there's anything natural
So-
about what happened.
That is the whole story, and the rest of it we're just gonna be talking about the theories and the conspiracies
Okay.
around it.
Speculation and everything.
So we're just gonna start with my favorite because that picture I put on Instagram.
I was about to ask you about that
Yeah.
picture.
So Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, whatever
Okay.
you want to call it, that is one of the main theories because of that picture. And that picture was found on one of the 5 cameras.
Oh, it's one of their pictures.
Yes, and all because they initially thought it was the Manzi tribe that I had mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
They thought the Manzi tribe had came and killed them because they were in their territory.
Sure. Okay, that tracks, but that doesn't explain the damage.
And because the Soviet Union kind of fucked over the Manzi tribe, kind of how the
a
United
government
States
fucking
Yeah.
over indigenous people.
Well, that's why I'm glad we live in the U.S. That never happens.
Never once in all the history.
I'm kidding, people. I know.
He grew up on a reservation, so actually,
It's just a joke.
he's brown adjacent.
So they initially thought it was the Manzis, but through their investigation, they found like, hey, the Manzi would have stolen a lot of this shit.
And the supplies, clothes.
And Yuri Yudin had said like, oh, they only took 4 cameras, but there was a 5th that he didn't know about. Like one of the people didn't put it on their packing list, and they just
Okay.
brought a camera. But through their journals, they had said that they had mentioned like a Sasquatch or a Yeti type thing in their notes that they had been like followed, but they didn't know if that was true or not because 2 of them of that 9
Yeah.
they ran like a spoof newspaper thing.
Oh,
So they thought they
okay.
were just trying to make like something like that.
Sure.
But in their journal, it says that a snowman had been following them for a few days, and that's where that picture was. That picture was taken. The picture looks like they're walking, and they like turned around and took that picture. And the way that they're standing, like, why would... I'm trying to imagine myself walking through snow, and I'm like, why would I be positioned that way and be so far behind my peers?
Right, behind your peers. Not just that, it also looks like it's taken from behind branches.
Yeah.
Like they're hidden.
Like they're hiding,
Yeah. Or they're trying to keep something between them and this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure what that picture was, because at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's
They
like the
don't-
last
yeah.
picture
They don't
of
know.
like one of the hikers, but no.
They don't know what that picture is because all the other pictures of all the hikers and
Yeah.
everything that they found on the cameras, super clear
Normal.
and super concise on what they're looking at.
Yeah, this one looks rushed, like
Yeah.
like it's a quick snapshot.
So that's the biggest theory, and I buy into it because I believe in Bigfoot and I believe in
for sure.
Sasquatch, and I don't think that they're necessarily friendly.
I mean,
I don't know. The one in the what is it? Gimlin, the Gimlin film.
No idea what that is.
Have you ever seen the Gimlin film?
Is he the one from Lord of the Rings? Is he the short one?
No, that's Gimli. So the Gimlin film was in, I think, Oregon or Washington. It's the one with they're in the riverbed.
Sorry.
We talked about it in the first episode.
I didn't know it had a name.
Yeah,
the super
Patterson,
famous where he strikes
Gimlin.
a pose at you. Yeah.
He's like,
he's serving cunt, as they say.
is that what they say?
That's what they say.
I hate that word. And calling inanimate objects a whore make me uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you're working on something and it's not working out for you, fucking whore, like that doesn't jive with me. That beer's good, huh?
Yeah, it's a dirty little whore.
My wife does that.
I love that you set me up perfectly for it too. I'm like, yeah, I bet if I do something weird.
I call it a whore. Dirty little slut. Can't do the hawk first because
I refuse to.
That's like copyright.
Not even a copyright. I just refuse to on principle. We've talked about it before. I don't need to give it any more attention.
I'm just gonna say it. I watched some of it.
We talked about this on another episode already.
Horrible. It was fucking horrible. I don't know if we actually released that episode. I think that was one of our...
Is that one of the redos?
I don't think it was a redo, but I think it's one of those ones we recorded.
One of the bonus ones?
Fuck, we don't like that.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, it was that. So we recorded the Green River, and then we recorded another one. Oh, and the other one only ended up being like a 30-minute long recording.
Yeah, because I was one, insanely high. Two, ill-prepared for it. I've done way more extensive research on my topics now.
Yeah, I've been trying to do better.
I think you're doing great.
More,
you're such a good boy. You're doing so good.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you like that.
So
open your mouth.
That one I buy into, but
the Yeti makes sense.
The thing that makes me think twice about it, radiation was found on 2 of the 9 bodies.
You glanced over that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting to it.
2 out of
9. I gotta.
Which 2?
I don't know. They didn't release the names. They just said 2 of the 9 were found.
Well, I'm just wondering if it was like 2 of the ones.
No, it wasn't 2 of the ones. One of them was one of the ones that had the damage. Okay. And another one was from the hypothermia group around the campfire.
Yeah. Okay.
No specific name for it.
Sure. Radiation.
Yeah.
So is that like indicative of like aliens?
Well, there's an alien theory, and because the Mansies had said that there was some bright lights in the sky.
Okay.
Around that time period.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they went and asked the Mansies, yeah.
So that's another theory.
Sorry.
That's another theory. And but that also leads in, so the radiation also ties into the Soviets were doing a lot of nuclear weapons tests in the 50s. So they think there's another theory that they stumbled upon a military test and they tried to run and then they were walked at gunpoint. But none of them, like, to me, why would you send soldiers out there to just stand there and watch people freeze to death?
Not just that, there would be other
get
footprints.
rid of the fucking bodies. Yeah, more than just the 9.
Yeah.
So.
And that doesn't explain the 3 bodies that were.
But again, it could be a cover-up because it is the Soviet Union, and they sure like to hold back records of shit.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's one of the other theories. So then there's paradoxical undressing because a lot of them are found without clothing.
Right,
but that also doesn't make a lot of sense to me because they left the tent that way. They didn't go out with clothes and then they found clothes scattered around.
Right, they left naked.
Yeah, they left in their underwear.
And they didn't take their long johns off, so that still doesn't apply.
There was a few that had a little more adequate clothing, like socks. Some had shoes.
Sure.
One had a faux fur coat.
Okay. Could it have been... Well, no, because then maybe they wouldn't have found the bodies. An avalanche?
Well, there's another theory about that. I have the name for it in my notes.
Is it the avalanche theory?
No, it's a certain type of avalanche.
Oh, I remember this. A slow drift? A slow...
I thought I had it in my notes. Maybe I don't.
I remember you had it in your notes.
That's my fucking bad.
A slow plate. A slow...
Because there's infrasound... The catabolic wind theory.
The what?
Catabatic winds.
What is that?
Powerful winds that descend from high altitudes.
They got like a tornado?
Those winds are just come at very high speeds. They can create like a terrifying environment, pretty much.
Terrifying in what sense?
But that's just it. Is catabatic winds are just very fast winds. That's all. But I'll talk about the infrasound theory in a second. But maybe I didn't put it in my notes. Anyway, so in 2019,
Okay.
the Russian authorities, they reopened the investigation, and in July of that year, they declared that it was an avalanche was the cause of death. But it's like it's called like a slew avalanche.
Okay.
But it's essentially just, it's a slow moving avalanche, and they think that scared them, and they ran. But again, my thing, looking through the photos, the tent's not buried, their bodies aren't buried.
Right. They found them
dusted.
pretty easily.
Yeah, they were dusted with snow.
Sure.
But they weren't like 20 feet under
Right.
snow or under snow. So
Yeah, when I think avalanche, I think like digging and having to excavate them out and like.
That's how I think of it. But I mean, maybe we're just
What am I, a fucking
stupid.
avalanche expert?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then there's the infrasound theory, and so the infrasound theory is very interesting to me because essentially it's the wind coming down the mountain and making a cyclone, and that cyclone creates a certain sound that generates anxiety and panic in humans. It's a real thing, and it's been proven to happen.
It's like listening to the Dave Matthews Band.
Yes. So you get anxiety and panic, and you just run, and you freak out, and you panic.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's called infrasound, and it's the wind creates this pitch that it just makes you go fucking crazy. But would it affect them all the same way? That's my thing. Like they all ran out, and then they started walking in a single file line.
Why walking though? That's weird.
Yeah.
Like if I'm freezing my ass off.
I'm assuming, judging from the pictures, like the tree line was like 100 yards maybe.
Okay. Oh, so they were close to the tree line.
Yeah, it wasn't far, but it wasn't close.
Right. Well, I mean, far when you're barefoot in the snow.
So that's one thing I can kind of buy into, but again, it doesn't really account for those injuries.
Yeah, the car accident like injuries. That's. I mean, so what do you think? Yeti just beat them to death?
He could have.
Ate their lips and their eyes?
Because the trees around that camp area looked like people were trying to climb trees and get away. And
the eyes, the lips, and the nose thing is fucking throwing me off.
And then a few of them were found, like 2 of them that were found with the injuries, and 2 of them that were found by the campfire, and then the one of the 2 that were found walking back to the camp were all found with wood in their hands, like splinters, kind of.
Oh,
and,
like
under their nails, like they had been trying to climb that
like
tree.
claw their way up.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I'm like, okay, yes, the infrasound may cause anxiety and panic,
but to that extent,
that degree,
yeah.
And I don't think infrasound causes chest cavities to cave in.
Yeah.
The military testing, there's talk about the Russians were testing hypersonic missiles and nuclear missiles.
No, none of that makes sense because, like...
Yeah, again, if...
More footprints, there'd be maybe bullet casings.
Yeah, gunshot wounds, something. They wouldn't... Nothing makes sense for me to be like, oh yeah, the soldiers took them out and they watched them freeze to death.
For a couple hours.
That's too fucking long.
It's too long. It's inconvenient.
You kill them, you leave. Or you kill them, you get rid of them, you leave.
And also, how would a couple soldiers do that kind of damage to human bodies? Like, unless it's like, fucking the Winter Soldier.
They got a car up there. Get in the car.
Get in the car. Well, no, because then they'd have to push the car over the edge, take the bodies out, take the car. Like, no.
Yeah, so it's just, with this story... It's creepy in the sense that these 9 people died in a very mysterious way.
Well, the picture of the Yeti.
Yes, that picture is what makes me think it was the Yeti.
That's a good picture, though. That is...
It's creepy.
It's very creepy.
It's prime.
At first, I thought that it was a low-resolution picture that you found. Yeah. But no, it's just that it's blurry because that's...
And maybe I'll grab some more of the photos from their cameras because it's all online. And maybe I'll throw some more of it on Instagram when we release this on Wednesday. Like,
fuck,
it's just fucking, it's wild. And all it is speculation. The Russian government can tell me all they want that it was an avalanche.
No way, no shot.
I've seen the pictures of the bodies. I've seen the pictures of the tent. The tent wasn't buried. There was still a pole sticking up. Like it was kind of just like, ugh. And then. Like Manzi's, nothing was stolen. Right. And then when you look at the military side of it, there's no bullet casings, there's no bullet wounds. Logically, you're not going to just stand there and wait for them to freeze to death.
Especially in a blizzard.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like inside their tent, even though it was partially fallen down, they found like plates with food still on it and cups with coffee still in it that was frozen and like... So they literally just cut and ran.
What do you think of the radioactivity?
So that's another thing that I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Because how'd you get radio? Because they brought, for whatever reason, the Soviets brought
Geiger counters.
So, like, why the fuck would you bring Geiger counters out there unless you were expecting something?
What if... I got nothing. I got nothing that makes sense for a Geiger counter.
Mm-hmm.
In the winter, up there.
In the fucking middle of the year.
How close were they to Chernobyl?
Not close.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
There goes my theory.
They were probably closer to, like, Sweden, Norway.
Shit, okay. That gives me a region.
Kind of.
A general area, okay.
Then to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because, like, Ukraine is kind of a little more south-ish. In the full spectrum of Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
It's a little more on the south side. And then you go up, and it's just up north of there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck. So that's Dyatlov Pass, huh?
That is Dyatlov Pass. It's one of those just ones that's like, what the fuck happened? And I heard about it a long time ago, and I kind of blew it off at first.
Sure.
But then I heard about the Yuba County 5 future episode, and that one blows my mind almost more than
really
this one. Yeah.
Okay.
So
can't wait to get into that one.
I'm thinking about doing that one in January. I'm gonna take a break from the serial killers for a little bit.
Yeah. Let it breathe a little bit.
I got that request from my mom to do John Wayne Gacy, so
yeah.
I'm gonna do John Wayne Gacy, and then I'm gonna leave the serial killers alone for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some missing 411 and missing people and
paranormal stuff, some UFOs.
Paranormal's your thing.
Cryptids, Bigfoot sightings.
I might do cryptids. I'd love to do some of the alien ones. The alien ones are crazy.
Yeah, some of those are good.
Yeah,
those are really good.
I think it's Travis Walton, Fire in the Sky. That one's a good one. So,
well, shit, folks. Let us know in the comments what you think happened in Dyatlov Pass. What is your theory?
Yeah, we've laid out the groundwork. See what you guys can come up with. But yeah, I'm pretty hooked up on that Yeti theory.
Yeti? I think it's a Yeti. I'm gonna give it to the Yeti.
Like, sure, there wasn't any footprints found, but it was 25 days later. Wind blows a lot, but their footprints were found. I'll throw some more of those on Instagram.
Word.
So. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're fucking doing. Anyway, yeah, stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Go fuck yourselves.
Bye.